Hello everybody, this is JD again. Today I'm going to talk about something that might upset a lot of you until you think about what I have to talk about. And it's about sovereignty of nations. Since World War II, the United States has been thrust into a position of authority it was not prepared to handle. It has not known. We have actually been going in very much the wrong direction. We have been using the examples of nations before us, like Europe and other nations, and the nations that we had actually fought during World War II. We have been thrust into a position of authority and leadership, and we did not know how to handle it. And even to this day, we are still demonstrating that beyond a shadow of a doubt, because the people who are leaders do not know how to lead. A leader is one of two types. Parents are leaders. They're the first type of leaders that we are introduced to, but they are authority of position because they are the parents. And out of that authority is because I say so. And usually there's punishments followed around if the child doesn't behave of some sort, because you're trying to mold a child, not another adult. And then there's the type of leadership by example that people want to emanate, people want to follow. That type is rare and hard to find. Sometimes those people that have that leadership have a personality that seems to take over a room when they walk into the room. Has a personality that seems to dominate, but they really don't dominate. But their personality does. They become great leaders because they lead by example. They lead by perseverance. We know of one such great man in our history. George Washington was not a leader because I say so. Now with that also, we were thrust into, as a nation, into a position of leadership within the world. Now, I joined the military in 1968 in the middle of the Vietnam era. I totally disagree with the Vietnam War, and I totally disagree with the reasons we went into Iraq. But we created the messes we need to. France dragged us into the Vietnam War because of NATO. The warnings of Thomas Jefferson. So, what is this really about? This video is about sovereignty of other nations. Understand, I feel that the United States has been going very strongly in the wrong direction as a leader, and trying to lead the world as many before have. But we have progressed beyond that. The United States has progressed within the United States to what one would call a level 1 society, where everyone is equal and everyone has their right to voice their opinion. The Constitution set that up. And we need to take our Constitution and apply it to us so that the world can see. We need to quit letting these individual special groups try to tear us apart and understand who we are. At the same time, we need to understand that as a nation, we have a right to exist in this world. And as a nation, so does every other nation have the right to exist. Whether we agree with their type of government, it is not our choice to decide. It is the people within that nation. Just like in this country, each and every one of us has different beliefs, different religions, different backgrounds, but we are one great nation. The New World Order is only an empire, to build an empire. Wrong. That will only lead to wars upon wars upon wars. The New World Order will only lead to major wars within this planet. And I will not participate in the New World Order whatsoever. It is nothing more than imperialship in a major form. Taking over everybody and everything and say it's in the name of the good. That's not the way the United States is. So people, don't worry. As president, the New World Order has no chance with me. None whatsoever. We believe in what is called a level 1 society, where all nations have a right to exist. All nations should be protected. It is only the people within each nation that has the right to choose the government that they choose, not people from outside the nation. Whereas the New World Order will tell you how to live. You will do things this way. You will do things that way for the common good of the world. We will allow you some privileges, but we will dominate over all. With the level 1, or the Constitution of the United States as set up. Believe it or not, the Constitution sets up a level 1 society. That's what we are. Limited government. And that each nation has a right to exist. And it's only the people within each nation that has a right to decide what type of government they have. It is only the people of that nation who has a right to choose how they should be led. And no one has a right to interfere. Now, for you people who think we should go around with ball bats and bashing the world and shooting everything up, understand, I do not. But understand this also, I do not play games. Afghanistan, if they want war, if the Taliban want war, then, like in the Constitution, we must defend ourselves. And as such, means we shall do it. Not halfway, not mediocre. To have liberty, you must be willing to defend your liberty with all that you have. Not a token resistance. And that I also believe in. That's why you never hear me talk negative about Afghanistan. Because we were physically attacked. Someone attacked the sovereignty of our nation, which, again, all nations' sovereignty needs to be respected. All nations. And in turn, we need to respond. Not likewise, but with the might to protect our military, so that all in the world knows that though we respect your sovereignty, do not infringe on our sovereignty. For then you infringe on our liberties, and we will defend our liberties with all that we are, and nothing less. That's the mistake Bush made in Afghanistan. That's the mistake Obama's making. We shouldn't have any troops stationed in Europe. They should all be in Afghanistan right now. Each and every one. Every Taliban prisoner we get should be turned over to the Afghan government to do as they did. Every Al-Qaeda should be treated as spies and held accountable for the actions that they have promoted upon the United States. And we will not accept anything less than that. But remember, above all else, we must lead with the respect that all sovereign nations have a right to exist, and only the people within that nation has the right to decide how they shall be governed. We have to change the course of leadership. We have to show the world there is another way to lead besides by the gun. Thank you. This is JD. But understand, you never put the gun away either. It is there when your sovereignty, your liberties are threatened, and you mustn't hesitate. If it must be used, it must be used. Thank you.